You've been told that saving money is about skipping tiny treats and punishing yourself into being good. However, the math and the psychology say the opposite. Small sacrifices rarely change your life, while one boring decision, done once and automated, can save you every month for years. Here's the quiet truth almost nobody tells you in the first 12 seconds. Most of your money leaks through 3 doors: where you live, how you get around, and what you eat. If you aim your effort there, you can free hundreds every month without living like a monk. And I'll show you the exact system to do it tonight. First, let's debunk the latte myth. People love shaming $5 habits because it feels righteous. But if your rent is swallowing a third of your income, your car payment eats another chunk, and takeout keeps creeping in, clipping coupons on coffee is like bailing out a boat with a spoon while ignoring the hole in the hull. So here's our first rule. Chase big wins, not tiny cuts. Big wins live in housing, transport, and food. That's where your quick decisions become permanent savings. A roommate drops your rent for the next 12 months, not just today. A transit pass replaces random Uber rides all month. One batch cook habit slashes mindless delivery 3 nights a week. One decision, replayed automatically, beats 100 moments of willpower. Now, how do we actually make that happen? We build an automatic first system. It's simple. Pick the day after payday. On that day, a fixed amount moves, automatically, into 2 places. Your bills account for predictable costs, and your future account for savings and investing. You don't try to save. You don't wait and see what's left. You pay your future first, before your brain can invent reasons to spend. Then you let the checking account be the spend the rest bucket. No spreadsheets needed. If it's in checking, it's yours to spend. If it's not, hands off. This kills the guilt loop. You've already paid your future. Spend the rest freely. Before you pick numbers, we need to talk about debt. There are 2 famous strategies. Avalanche says attack the highest interest rate first because it's mathematically optimal. Snowball says attack your smallest balance first because quick wins keep you motivated. Which is better? The honest answer is, the best strategy is the one you can stick to for a year. If seeing a balance disappear keeps you swinging, use the snowball. If you're steady and you want to crush interest cost, use the avalanche. If you freeze when things feel slow, start snowball, then switch to avalanche once you've got momentum. We're not here to win a spreadsheet. We're here to win your behavior. While you're paying down debt, what about cash? Cash feels safe. It's simple. It sits there. But here's the midpoint twist. Cash quietly loses to inflation over time. That doesn't make cash bad. It makes cash a tool, not a destination. You want enough cash to absorb surprises without credit card panic, and then you want the rest in things that can outpace inflation. So we use a 3-step emergency ladder. Step 1, a starter buffer, maybe 1 month of expenses, in a high-yield savings account you can touch in a day. This protects you from the common stuff: tires, co-pays, appliances. Step 2, while you're paying down high-interest debt, lift that buffer toward 3 months. Step 3, once high-interest debt is out, let the buffer slowly grow toward 3 to 6 months as your investing runs in parallel. Not either or, both and. That's how you avoid the trap of sitting on a giant pile of cash getting quietly taxed by rising prices. Now back to the big wins. Housing. People treat rent as if it's carved in stone. It's not. You have 3 levers: price, space, and location. Price. Negotiate at renewal, especially if you're a low-maintenance tenant. Show comps. Ask for a 12 or 18-month term in exchange for a stable rate. Space. Consider a roommate or downsizing 1 bedroom if you don't use it. That one choice can be the biggest raise you give yourself this year. Location. Move 1 transit stop farther out, or swap a high-demand hotspot for a quiet block with better value. If moving sounds scary, calculate what a €150 monthly drop means per year. That's €1,800 after tax. A 10-minute move for a 4-figure raise? That's a CEO-level decision in your own life. Transport next. Cars are freedom, but new car notes, insurance, and random rides add up. If you own a car, shop your insurance annually, ask about telematics discounts, and raise deductibles if your buffer is healthy. If you're transit capable, run the numbers on a monthly pass versus pay-per-ride and parking. Carpool 1 or 2 days a week and watch fuel and parking costs slide. And if your rideshare use is sneaky, add a cooling-off rule. Any ride under 3 kilometers waits 5 minutes. You'll be shocked how often you choose to walk when the impulse expires. Food is where good intentions die. The fix is not misery, it's systems. Pick 3 base meals you enjoy, batch cook them once or twice a week, and portion them. Think stir-fry, sheet pan chicken and veggies, pasta with protein. Create one grocery list template with unit price swaps. The magic is the default, not the recipe. If your default dinner is already in your fridge, you won't scroll for delivery. Bonus: run a 10-minute subscription audit. Open your App Store subscriptions and bank statements. Cancel what you don't use. Downgrade what you barely use. Moving from premium to standard on 2 services is a painless monthly raise. Now we're ready to put numbers on your automatic first system. Pick your pay cycle. Day after payday, auto-transfer €X to your bills account, €Y to your future account. Future splits into 2 rails: buffer and investing. While you have high-interest debt, make minimums on the others and hammer the target balance. Once the target dies, redirect its payment to the next. This cascading flow makes your money feel like a treadmill pointed downhill. Then, build a permission slip for your spending account. I call it the 2-door check. Before you buy, ask, is this a one-time life upgrade or a recurring obligation? One-time upgrades need a quick yes/no. Recurring obligations require a hard yes, because they haunt future months. This alone will save you surprising money. But what about investing? Isn't that risky? It can feel that way in any given month. Zoom out, and a broad market index of global businesses has historically beaten cash over long, rolling periods. You don't have to pick geniuses. You can own boring, low-cost funds and let compounding do the heavy lifting. Your job is not to time the market, it's to time the deposit. Same day, every month. Even a modest monthly contribution, automated, turns into 5 figures over a handful of years and 6 figures over a decade or 2. The key is not intensity, it's consistency. Okay, big question. Should you rent or buy? Ignore slogans. Run the numbers. If prices are stretched and you'll move in 3 years, renting can be smarter. If you'll stay 7 to 10 years and the price-to-rent ratio is reasonable, buying can stabilize your housing cost and let inflation work for you over time. Include everything in the math: taxes, insurance, maintenance, transaction costs, and the opportunity cost of your down payment. If the calculator says rent for now, that's not failure, that's a strategy. What if your income is irregular? Great question. The system still works, just make it percent-based. When money lands, 10 to 20% jumps to your future, a fixed amount jumps to bills, and the rest is flex. If you get a big month, your future gets a big month. If you get a thin month, the buffer you built keeps you from panic. Set a weekly reset ritual where you clear receipts, glance at balances, and tee up next week's transfers. 10 minutes. No drama. Let's handle objections. I've tried budgets. I always fall off. That's why we front-load the win. You don't need to track every penny. You need to make saving the default and spending the choice. Automation makes you good on autopilot. But I love my coffee. Keep it. If a small joy keeps you sane and you crack €300 from housing and transport, that coffee is paid for by big wins. Investing scares me. That's your brain protecting you. Protect it back. Build the buffer first, then invest with rules. Broad funds, low cost, same day monthly. I don't have time to cook. Batch for 45 minutes twice a week. That buys back weeknights. Negotiation is awkward. Script it. I'm a long-term tenant, always on time, minimal maintenance. Comparable units are at X. If we can do Y with a 12-18-month lease, I'll sign today. You don't need theater. You need a number and a smile. After you've set the system, install 2 guardrails that will carry you for years. Guardrail 1. Raise your savings rate when your income rises. When you get a raise, increase the auto-transfer the same day. You won't feel it, and you'll never experience lifestyle creep as a surprise. Guardrail 2. Schedule quarterly audits. Rent/transport/food/subscriptions/insurance. Ask, what one lever would save the most over the next 90 days? Then pull it. One lever per quarter is 4 big wins a year. That's transformation without burnout. Now the deeper layer, identity. Saving isn't punishment. It's buying your future time. Every euro you automate is a tiny vote for freedom. A vote for work you choose, not work you endure. A vote for saying yes to the right risks because your baseline is covered. Your system is not about being cheap. It's about being in control. Here's your 5-minute start tonight. Step 1. Open a high-yield savings account if you don't have one. Step 2. Schedule an automatic transfer for the day after your next payday. Even 50 euros. The amount matters less than the automation. Step 3. List your top 3 monthly costs and circle one lever you can pull this month. A roommate conversation, a pass swap, an insurance shop, a batch cook plan. Step 4. Choose your debt method, snowball or avalanche, and write the exact balance you're killing first. Step 5. Set a 10-minute weekly reset on your calendar. That's it. 5 tiny moves that roll themselves downhill. And if you want a bonus that doesn't cost a cent, change the words you use. Replace "I can't afford it" with "It's not in my plan this month." Replace "I'm bad with money" with "I'm building a system that pays me first." Words are steering wheels. Use them on purpose. Before we wrap, I want to leave you with the most important mindset shift of all. The goal isn't to be perfect this month. The goal is to be automatic next month. If you slip, the system doesn't judge you. It just runs again when the calendar turns. You don't need to remember. You designed it so you can forget. That's real freedom. And when someone tries to shame you for small joys, smile. You know the score. You're not playing the tiny cuts game anymore. You're playing the big wins game. One decision. Set once. Pay yourself first. Then live your life. Ready for the next idea that will change how you think about money? Tap the playlist that just popped up, and let's keep building the system that quietly makes you rich in the background while you do literally anything else.